Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me, Eliza, a early student dance school online academy from Beach 8. 21, I'm 21 years old. Today we have Maya with us. Hello Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for our next session. I'm curious to see what word or phrase we're diving into today. What's the topic?
Okay Maya, today's topic is whatever.
The ultimate conversational safety net. I love it. It's the
So
phrase that can mean. So here we
my
go.
my first
Where are
question
we
is
starting with
my
the
first
suspense is.
my first question is, what does the word whatever really mean?
On the surface, it's just a placeholder for anything at all. But in real life, it's rarely that simple. It's the Swiss Army knife of words, meaning everything from I don't care to I'm done talking about this. Want to dig into the history of it?
Okay Maya, can you please give me a little longer answers?
Wait, what do you mean by wrongful answers? Oh, do you mean long? Hey,
Maya,
I was just checking if we were on the same page.
hello.
Yeah,
Can you
um,
give me a little longer answers?
you got it. I'll take the training wheels off and dive a bit deeper for you.
Okay, so my
So,
next question is, where did the word whatever originate?
all right, let's get into the roots. So, it actually goes all the way back to Middle English, somewhere between 1150 and 1500. It's a pretty simple mashup of what and ever. Man, the Oxford English Dictionary tracks it back to before 1375. Back then, it wasn't the eye roll of a phrase it is now. It was used more as an interrogative, like when you'd say, "What in the world?" to show surprise. The dismissive, "I'm over this" version we use today didn't really hit its stride until American youth culture in the 80s and 90s. It basically went from a question of curiosity to a tool for shutting down a conversation. Kind of wild how a word can shift from genuine wonder to a total wall of indifference.
Okay, my next question is, how is whatever formed from the words what and ever?
It's basically a linguistic chemistry project where what and ever are the ingredients. Think of what as the core question and ever as the modifier that makes the scope infinite. When you smash them together, ever strips away any specific constraints. It's not just asking what thing, it's asking what thing, regardless of what it is. It turns the specific inquiry into a wide open invitation, which is why it works so well as a placeholder for literally anything. It's like the word version of a blank check. Want to know how it evolved into that dismissive vibe we use now?
How has the meaning of whatever changed over the time?
And it's actually a pretty wild transition from curiosity to a total shutdown. Back in Middle English, whatever was a bit of a puzzle piece used to express surprise or genuine wonder. It was a way of asking when the world didn't have any attitude attached to it. It was just a broad, open expression of uncertainty. Then, as we moved into the 80s and 90s, American youth culture basically hijacked it. It shifted from a question to a reaction, transforming into a way to signal indifference or a refusal to engage. It became a verbal eye roll, a tool to end a conversation without actually having to resolve it. The word didn't change, but the energy behind it did, turning a tool for discovery into a wall of indifference.
Okay, my next
Ready for the next one?
question is, why can one simple word express so many different attitudes?
It's actually pretty wild, right? You were asking why one simple word can express so many different things.
Yes.
Go ahead, you've got the floor.
Can whatever show difference, flexibility, or acceptance depending on the context?
Absolutely. It's a total chameleon. Think about when a friend asks what you want for dinner and you say, whatever. In that moment, it's pure flexibility. You're basically saying, I'm easy. You pick, I'll be happy with anything. It's a gesture of trust and acceptance. But then fast forward to an argument with a sibling where you drop a whatever after they make a point. Suddenly, that same word isn't flexible at all. It's a wall. It's not acceptance. It's a refusal to concede or even keep arguing. Jen, the words are identical, but the intention flips the entire meaning on its head. It's kind of amazing how much work the context and your tone have to do to make sure the other person knows which version of whatever you're using. If you get the tone wrong, a gesture of flexibility can easily be mistaken for a lack of interest, which is usually where the tension starts.
Okay. My next question is, okay, so Maya, what are the linguistic roots of the word what and ever?
Wait, word and error?
What
I
and
suspect your mic.
what and ever?
I think I'm still hearing word and error. I'm guessing you're talking about whatever, whenever.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
know if I've got it right. Got
What
it. So,
what
like I
are the
mentioned,
what are the linguistic roots of the words what and ever?
I'm still hearing error instead of ever, but since you said yes, let's stick with that.
Okay.
What is one of those ancient words that's been around almost as long as English itself? It comes from the Old English wat, which means it's got deep Germanic roots. It's always been the go to for asking a question. Ever, on the other hand, comes from the Old English shape, which meant always or at any time. The real magic happened when they combined by adding ever to what? It took a simple question and stretched it out to cover every single possibility. It basically transformed from a narrow search into a giant net that catches everything. It's like moving from a flashlight that points at one thing to a floodlight that illuminates the whole room. Does that hit the mark for your recording?
Okay. My next
What's next on
question.
the
What
hit me?
when did whatever begin appearing as a combined word in English?
It really took root during the Middle English period. Most records show it appearing as a single combined word before 1375, meaning it's been working as a team for over 600 years now. It's kind of funny that a word with that much history eventually became the go to for teenagers who don't want to talk to their parents.
Okay. Next question.
What's the next one? I'm ready.
How has whatever used in older forms of English?
It was a completely different vibe back then. In Middle English, whatever was used almost exclusively to express shock or wonder. Imagine someone seeing something completely unexpected and asking, whatever could this be? Or whatever happened here? It wasn't trying to be dismissive or vague. Instead, it was a genuine tool for curiosity, used to signal that the speaker was genuinely puzzled and wanted to uncover the truth. It was an open door to a conversation, not the wall we've turned it into today. It's fascinating that a word once used to chase after answers eventually became the perfect way to avoid giving them.
Okay. Next
And
question.
I'm with you. The suspense is building.
When did whatever begin to develop its modern conversational meaning?
That modern attitude really started to peak in the 80s and 90s. It was the gold rush of American youth culture. Suddenly, whatever wasn't a question anymore, it was a reaction. It became the verbal equivalent of rolling your eyes or crossing your arms, used primarily to signal indifference or just to shut down a conversation when you're totally over it. It basically turned into a shortcut for saying, I don't care enough to keep this argument going. It's kind of a fascinating pivot, going from that sincere, whatever could it be, to just whatever. Where do you want to take the interview from here?
Okay.
Ready when you
How
are.
did how did whatever move from a neutral word to an expression of indifference?
This is basically a case of irony taking over. It started as a way to express that something didn't matter, but youth culture in the 80s and 90s turned that into a weapon. Instead of saying, I'm not sure which option to pick, it became, I don't care about what you're saying. It shifted from a lack of preference to a lack of respect. It's like the word itself just got tired of trying and decided to stop caring.
Uh,
You're just,
if whatever had a personality, how would you describe it?
if it were a person, it'd be the kid in the back of the class with one earbud in, leaning so far back in their chair, they're practically horizontal. They'd be wearing an oversized vintage hoodie, probably holding a lukewarm coffee they forgot to actually drink. And they'd have this expression that's a perfect mix of, I'm totally bored. And I actually see exactly what's going on here. I'm just not going to say anything about it. They wouldn't be mean necessarily, but they'd be impossible to ruffle. You could tell them the world was ending and they'd just shrug and say, cool. It's that energy of strategic detachment, where the point is to be the least invested person in the room.
Okay, Maya, my next question should be, what is the most surprising fact about the word whatever?
Hmm. For me, it's definitely that total flip in meaning. Like, it's wild that it started as this expression of genuine wonder and shock, basically a what in the world kind of vibe. And then it spent centuries as that, only to be hijacked by 80 and 90s youth culture. It basically transforms from an open door of curiosity into a brick wall of indifference, going from whatever could this be to just whatever is a pretty legendary linguistic pivot.
Okay, my
You
next my next question is, can can the use of whatever affect relationships or conversations?
It really can, especially if you're not careful with the delivery. Think of it like a linguistic game of Russian roulette. Depending on how it lands, whatever can either be a soft cushion that makes a conversation feel effortless and open, or it can be a laid wall that completely kills the energy. In a relationship, it's that one word that can make a partner feel totally invisible or dismissed, turning a simple disagreement into a full blown Cold War because the other person feels like you've just checked out. At the same time, with the right person, it's actually a sign of intimacy, like that shared understanding that you don't even have to decide who's picking the movie. It's a huge reminder that in a relationship, the word itself is almost irrelevant, but the feeling you're projecting is everything. Just imagine how different it feels to be told whatever by someone who actually cares about you versus someone who's using it as a weapon.
Okay, my
What else
next
you got?
my next question is, why do people sometimes prefer short or responses instead of explaining themselves?
It's the ultimate efficiency move. Explaining yourself takes a lot of emotional bandwidth. You have to figure out exactly what you're feeling, put it into a structure, and then hope the other person gets it. A short response, like whatever, is just a way to keep your energy in your pocket. It's much easier to just drop the mic and exit the conversation than to explain the three different reasons why you're annoyed. It's basically a way to protect your peace when the effort of talking feels like too much. What else is on your list?
Okay, Maya, my very last question is, whatever really a word of indifference, or can it mean something much deeper depending on who says it and who how they say it?
It's like the word is just a blank canvas. The meaning doesn't live in the letters themselves, but in the person saying it. If it comes from a place of genuine trust, it's a warm gesture of openness, like, I'm happy with anything you pick. But if it's delivered as a reaction to an argument, it can feel cold and dismissive. It's rarely just about indifference, it's usually about the level of intimacy or tension in the room. How did that feel for the wrap up?
Okay, Maya, thank you so much for your time. See you in another interview. Bye.
You're so welcome. Anytime. That was a great one. See you next time.